Assalamu alaikum, and yes, I have officially upheld my notorious reputation for my inconsistent, delayed, late videos. I've just accepted that this is who I am as a person now, and I just hope that you can just accept it too. If you've subscribed, it just means that you've accepted that this is what I'm gonna do. The fact that I'm studying right now obviously contributes to it, so just be a bit patient with me. So there's this issue going around in my circle of associates, acquaintances, and it's about marriage and finance. So a few people are trying to get married, but they can't do so because they don't have the financial means for it, meaning like they can't pay for the big wedding, or they don't have enough money to present to the future in-laws because they're demanding like unrealistic things, like the man needs to have a house, he needs to have a stable job, he needs to have loads of money saved up in the bank, which is completely ridiculous when these parents know that this proposal, this young man is still studying and it's not even possible for him to be able to have a house right now. But we totally understand where the parents are coming from, because their children are the most precious thing to them, and they need to really take care in who they give their daughters off to, because you know, they want them to be happy, they want them to be in a safe house, they want them to be secure. So it's only out of their love, it's purely because they love you so much that they're taking so many precautions. So many times you hear fathers saying that I want to make sure that my daughter is safe and will be taken care of and that everything will be provided for her. But this mentality is really, really dangerous, because when we say the words "you're not stable enough to take care of her," or "I don't think you will be able to provide for her," underneath those words you're insinuating that you believe that this individual is the one that's providing and not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's dangerous stuff right there. We need to consistently and lovingly remind our parents all the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-raziq. He is the one who provides, and if it's money or food or financial abilities that they're worried about, then they need to know that nobody can take away even a grain of rice from their daughter eating it if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has willed it for her, and nobody can give your daughter one grain of rice to eat if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not prescribed it for her. We need to clear this point in our brains that it is not people, it is not an individual, it is not you and I that provide for our loved ones. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has always provided and always will continue to provide. And the beautiful thing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already knows that situations like this will happen, and He has given us answers in the Quran. So when you ask a young man that comes to ask for your daughter's hand, you ask, how will you provide if you have no money? How are you going to take care of my daughter? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already answered that for him. He said in the Quran that we will provide for him from where he doesn't even expect it. So where you don't even expect rizq to come from, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it to you from. And then the ayah carries on that whoever relies on Allah, He is sufficient for him, and that Allah will fulfill His purpose. And then it finishes off saying that Allah has already set everything in its decree extent, that Allah has already decreed everything. Every grain of sand, every penny that is put in your pocket or that you own in your entire life, Allah has already decreed it for you. And for the sisters who have turned down good, honest, practicing men purely because they have like a part-time job or they're still studying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has spoken to you. He understands your worries and He is giving you consolation and comfort. He's giving you tasalli. He's saying in Surah Nur, when He speaks about marriage, He says that if they are poor, don't let this deter you, like don't let this stop you, for Allah will grant sufficiency from His bounty. He subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to you that marry a pious person even if they are poor, because then Allah will give you sufficiency through His bounty. Allah will grant that for you. So finance is the last thing that you should be worried about. It's got nothing to do with searching for a spouse, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides. What you should be looking for is that the brother is hard-working and he's sincere, because if he's hard-working, and even if he doesn't have a job, if you know he's hard-working, he will work hard to provide for you and your family. And sincerity, you need to find a man who is sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then you will know that he will be sincere to you. So now let's talk about weddings. Okay, I'm going to describe your wedding to you in the most realist words that I possibly can. So when your nikah is about to come up, the entire world will try to convince you that you need to have the most beautiful clothes, the most beautiful makeup, the most beautiful jewelry. The dunya will put all these ideas into your mind about how you need it to be, how it needs to be perfect, how people need to remember this program, how people need to enjoy it. There's so much unnecessary stress that is going to go into your head, and I swear to you, I promise you that none of it matters. None of it will affect you and your husband. It is just to please the people. You do not need a heavy, magnificently costly bridal dress. I mean, I wore a bridesmaid dress, a beautiful white one, and nobody could even tell. It looked like a bride's dress. Nowadays, bridesmaid dresses are almost like a bridal dress, so just pick one of those, save thousands of pounds, and just feel comfortable on your day. Seriously, we need to start a new trend now. Small, beautifully simple weddings, they are the ones that are going to put barakah in your life. They are the ones that are going to unite the husband and wife and not separate them from stress. A few special people around you that are there because they are truly happy for you and they are making dua for you. Remember Allah, remember the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam on this day, and yeah, let's just cut out the crap. Anyway, so I'm going to finish off this message with 2 points. Number one, remember that Allah provides. Nobody else provides. It's Allah who gives. So it doesn't matter what situation you're in, have tawakkul, have iman, have faith in Allah, and everything will go perfectly. Everything will go fine. And number two is that you need to worry about your standing in front of your Lord. You need to take care of your fara'id and your sunnah and your nawafil. You need to take care of the things that you should be doing in your life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told you to do. You need to be fulfilling all the rights that people around you are demanding. You need to be good to your neighbors. You need to be kind to people. You need to be giving sadaqah. You need to be praying 5 times a day. You need to be worrying about when you're going to do hajj. You need to be thinking about all of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in place for you. That's what you should be thinking about. Once you start taking care of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you to do, Allah will take care of your business. Allah will take care of this money. Allah will take care of the children. Allah will take care of the wife and the relationships. Allah will take care of everything else if you start picking up your weight and start thinking about when you stand in front of your Lord, what will you be presenting to Him. I married a man who at that time did not have a job. He was studying full time. The only thing that he was presenting to me was his love for this religion and his love to serve the ummah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. That's the only thing that he presented to me, and our wedding was really small. And I swear to you, the barakah and the rahmah of Allah that has fallen down on this marriage, words cannot even explain. Words can never explain. And I have already seen Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's words to be true, that He is providing for us from places that we never even imagined. Sadaqallah al-Azim. Anyway, I know this is randomly off topic, but don't you think that we guys should read a bit more? Like, don't you think we should start reading books again? Like, I love reading, and I'll read anything, any kind of type of novel or anything that will come in front of me. But I think our girls need to start reading again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be an Islamic book. It doesn't have to be anything religious. Just start reading to start improving our English. Even myself, sometimes I come out with the stupidest English and I just think, what? You need to educate yourself, Ifat. So let's do this. Start reading books and even start writing books. Let's pick up the game. Come on, sisters. I know that was really random, but I was just wanted to put that in there. Thank you so much for listening today. Allah bless you. Allah bless your family. Allah bless everyone that you know. Please make dua for me and the Dust to Diamonds team, who I literally cannot live without, and be my witness on the day that I brought the message to you.
يا لا 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 يا لا يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا